Hello, one and all, from the legendary Silverstone circuit in virtual Northamptonshire, Great Britain, to the fifth and final round of the third running of the Mumbai Falcons Indian Sim Racing League in association with Volkswagen Motorsports India. The crew to present all of the action for you today will be myself, Stefan Schlacher, behind the microphone, and joining myself as our director is Sadov Panchapachai. As always, the title sponsor for the ISRL this season are the Mumbai Falcons, who are an Indian brand passionate about promoting motorsport in India. The Mumbai Falcons are undertaking several initiatives to innovate and positively impact the entire motorsports ecosystem and its related facilities. Their overall vision is to develop supporting projects which impact motorsport and the next generation of automotive developments. Not to also forget, this league is also provided by Volkswagen Motorsport, which has launched the Polo Cup 10 years ago already in 2010, marking their entrance in Indian motorsport. The aim was to provide a platform for young drivers to begin professional racing and display their skills on a national level. Since then, they have produced many race drivers who have progressed to race internationally. The organization continues to groom budding racing talent into world-class drivers and recently won the Indian Touring Car Championship. After the successful Polo Cup, they had the Vento Cup, Amir Cup, and now they will be going back to the Polos for the next season of racing action. As already mentioned, we're here at the very last round of the season. Two 30-minute races will be displayed here today, and in the background you can already see the qualifying going on right now. And to give a little bit of an idea of the championship standings heading into this round, we have Amit Kudi right now in first place with 325 points to his name. And we have actually a tied second place in the overall standings between Abdul Asim and Sai Prithvi. They both are having 297 points to their names. All of this, by the way, is right now without one drop race accounted. They get one drop race, so all of them have few points in their pockets to give here today. Fourth place Israel, by the way, 90 points behind. That's Abdul Kadir, 207 points. Rohit Raut, 187 in fifth place. And then we have still a little bit of a battle for that fifth place. There's only about 8 points between Raut and Swaraj Yadav, who has 179 points. And everybody else is quite a ways behind, with 7th place Abdul Hadi already 30-something points behind. So we still have quite some battles in the top 5 and outside of the top 5. So it should make for a very interesting points race. Also, by the way, the top 5, they actually do get quite some prizes attached to their finishing position. So especially the battle for second place between Asim and Prithvi, who are still tied, is going to be very interesting. With the drop weeks accounted, or rather that one drop race accounted, we actually do have Kuti sitting at 304 points, Prithvi at 286, and Asim is in third place with 278. So it's going to be very interesting how all of that plays out. They have respectively Kuti, Asim, and Prithvi at 9th, 10th, and 13th place in the banks. So if they have anything worse than that, they will have that one drop race accounted for. Let's actually have a look at the standings right now. Kuti right now is actually fastest, but only by about 100th of a second, with Abdul Fatah right now in second place. Abdul Asim is right now in third place, 4/10 behind. Then we have the 88 of Kadir in fourth, with Raymond Somerville right now rounding out your top 5 as we're riding on board with Osher and Kotadia right now sitting in 10th place, looking to make his second lap a better one. 41.5, about 6/10, 1.6 seconds rather, finding himself outside of first place. Let's see what this one brings for him as he goes through the last corner of this track. The old layout, by the way, of this Silverstone layout, the 2008 scan of this track. Meanwhile, Osher on the 41 drives up to 7th place to 40.9. So a very nice improvement for him in that second lap. Abdul Fatah right now going under the Bridgestone Bridge to get up to Abbey, which still is then very nice chicane. Very nice only if you're driving a tin-top car. In the F3s, it can unsettle your car a little bit. So it might be something we have to watch out during our 2 races here today. Fata has already completed his 2 laps, so he's not going to be able to set another time to challenge Amit Kudi for that first place, who also already had his 2 laps driven. But his second lap actually didn't count due to a off-track. Actually is the pretty much the saying for pretty much all of them. Looking through the field, Sai Prithvi, very interesting. The 57, both of his laps did not count because of off-tracks. So right now he would be starting from 16th place as we're looking up at Chevang Lama. The number 9 driver sitting in 5th place. And actually I got confused myself a little bit because we're not on official iRacing rules. We're having 4 laps worth of racing, or qualifying rather. So they still have all of their laps that they can do. Fata and Kudi, both of their laps didn't count. Actually, it did count for Kudi, sorry. 2 times faster for him. So Kudi making his way up to Stowe Corner, and Prithvi, 3rd time's the charm, a 39.557, 2 times faster than Kudi. But Kudi, as said, he can respond with his last lap in qualifying. As we're looking over the shoulder of Sai Prithvi going through Maggots, Beckett's, and now the right-hander at Chapel. Going down the very long Hangar Street, which is named Hangar because on the left side of the track there still is the hangars of the old World War II planes that were stationed here. Let's see if he's able to improve on his last lap out. Very, very interesting. As Kuti is also coming over the start-finish line right now to end his 4th lap. Will it be faster for him? He's going through the inside. It's a 39.530. Oh, it's just about enough to get past Prithvi. But remember, he still can respond to that 27 1,000ths of a second right now. Separating our first 2 drivers. Then it's a 4/10 drop back to Abdul Farah in the number 7 car. Kind of an interesting combination there in the numbers. The 5, the 57, and the 7 right now in the top 3. What can Sai Prithvi do coming out of a woodcut now? Going once again through the inside of the turn. It's a 39.639. Not enough to topple Kudi. So Kudi stays on that first place right now. Rohit Raut, the next one to come over the start-finish line. He's sitting in 14th place, 41.337 right now to his name. And a 40.4, that's 9/10 of improvement for him, up to 7th. He must be very happy about that, showing right there. Karan Kaushik, also a driver that can finish his lap. Still 10 seconds left in qualifying. 3rd lap, it's also the charm for him. A 41.8, a safe lap, puts him into 17th. Najib Ahmed, he's not going to be able to finish as he spun out of Luffield. And with that, our grid has been set once again. 20 drivers going to be attending here today, with Amit Kudi in 1st. Sai Prithvi will be lining up in 2nd. Abdul Farah 3rd. Ankit Tyagi in 4th, Abdul Asim 5th, Abdul Kadir in 6th, Rohit Raut will be lining up in 7th, Chevang Lama also, he is one of the drivers with 2 off-tracks. 3rd lap was the charm for him in 8th, Ramin Samarvel in 9th, and Avinash Gupta will be lining up in 10th place. Oshan Kotadia will be your 11th place driver on the grid. Abdul Hadi 12th, with Vikash Anand in 13th, Abdul Rakib in 14th, Swaraj Yadav 15th, and Najib Ahmed 16th, Karan Kaushik in 17th, Mudi Grover 18th, who is also the last car to qualify, Sunil Kukta and Kaushik Mora Moanracha. Both didn't put in any lap times. For both of them, the laps that they attempted were off-track laps. I think we have all but one car in the grid. 7th place driver Rohit Raut still is missing. Got about 15 more seconds for him to make it to the grid. Actually, still 40 seconds left to the grid. We're expecting about 13 laps in this 20-minute race. Obviously, will be a very careful start from probably all of them, as now also Rohit Raut makes his way on to the grid. So the green flag will be dropping in just a few moments. Engines are harmonizing on the revs. Green flag is out. We are go for Silverstone race number 1. It's a great start for our first line, but Abdul Fattah not the best start from 3rd, though he is able to defend that position. Abdul Asim 5th place. He makes one up on Tiagi through Kopp's corner. Tiagi still is side by side as they go into Megas for the very first time. I don't see any real problems in the backfield either, there we say. And Swaraj Yadav spins out through Megas. Also Kaushik, another driver who spins out, and we have someone upside down. That's Shivang Lama. He didn't find the best start, as already he has to go back to the pits. There we have the replay. Seems like the green and white car on the inside there was the reason why he got the full Australian experience. Number 8, also one of the drivers who spun out in the first sequence of corners. That was, by the way, Abdul Hadi that spun out in the number 8. We have a battle for first place yet again. Amit Kudi under pressure from Sai Prithvi. He has the inside line, but maybe Prithvi is able to brake later into Abbey. No, that was not the case. So Prithvi still in 2nd place. Most definitely, he is looking for a very fast start. Get past Kudi and run away with that lead, because that is the best he can do to get that 1st place away in the championship. A little bit further back for 6th place, we have a side-by-side battle between Somerville and Raut. Raut on the inside of Lovefield. He's also going to have the inside for Woodcote, as they're still side-by-side. Raut is maybe going to have this before Cops. He is already clear of Somerville. He stays to the inside a little bit, though, to keep Somerville from going to the inside, and very much Raut now officially in 6th place, with Somerville dropping back to 7th. Although one has to say that Somerville started in 9th place, so he's already up 2 positions from where he started. Biggest mover in the first lap was the 16 of Abdul Rakib, as we're still watching that battle for 1st place. He did gain 4 positions. Oh, and Abdul Asim just spun out of 5th place. He's on the outside of Stowe. Has to be careful about that re-entry, because there's lots of grass between himself and the racing line. But he's able to keep it going. But with all of that, he's dropping back to just a mere 40th place. So he has quite a task now up on his hands to get back up to some very big points-paying positions. Amit Kudi still your leader of the race after nearly 2 laps have been completed. Going through Brooklands, now the right-hander at Lovefield. Very interesting turn Lovefield is. You have a lot of different lines you can take that all pretty much have the same speed. It's all about the exit speed, though. Most of the drivers you see are either keeping it to the inside or have a little bit of a diamond on it. Have 2 apexes, so to speak, an early and a late, to better straight line at that exit. Now we see the battle between Somerville and Raut, still for that 5th place. Somerville did get past again. So Raut a little bit struggling right now, while Somerville continues his drive through the field, up 4 positions now from where he started. But there's already starting to be a little bit of a gap between himself and Tiagi for 4th. But 2.5 seconds, that gap, separating 4th and 5th place. But maybe Somerville finds the speed and gets back up to that 4th place position. Because remember, that gap got built because of the spin from Asim Raut right now, the pressure of Abdul Kadir. The number 88 driver, most definitely looking very racy for that number 10 6th position. Raut finding himself very much under pressure here, going into Abbey chicane. And the extremely famous bridge turn. It seems like, a little bit of a slide there from Raut, and he actually spins it. The number 10 does a full 180, goes to the right side onto the grass to have a safe re-entry here. As he's getting passed by lots and lots of people. Back to 14th place he goes, actually 15th. That was not the turn he wanted, as we look once again to the battle of first place. Kuti versus Prithvi, still about 4-5 tenths between those two. Looking back from the number 5 back to the number 57. Seems like Kuti is a lot faster through Maggots, Beckett and Chapel. But obviously with the draft, Prithvi is able to come back every single time. Also seems like he has that better third sector than Kuti. Seems like he will have to be a little bit more aggressive through the fast section of Maggots through Chapel to get back up to Kuti. Also a battle we have on our hands. It's quite a battle pack, if I might say so. It's for 11th place between Ahmed, Asim, Kukte. 3 cars separated by about half a second. Now we can see them on our screen. Look at Asim looking right, looking left. Will he go for the overtake here? He's going to the outside. Maybe a little bit of a switcheroo. Gonna come up here with a little bit of a mistake from Ahmed. He's going to defend the inside a bridge that's going to leave the inside for Priory to Asim. He's actually going to be able to take that very nicely and very easily. Also nearly opened the door for Kukte in behind. So Ahmed has to be careful to not lose more positions in behind. You were able to see it on your screens. That was Rohit Raut going for the second spin in 2 laps. So most definitely a start to forget for Rohit. Still looking on board from Sonel Kukti for that 12th place, as Asim continues to storm his way back up the positions that he lost with his spin through Stowe Corner. Next battle is not too far ahead of him. It's only 3 seconds between Asim and Mohan Raja, so that should be interesting. And if they start to fight a little bit too much for that 9th place, Gupta and Mohan Raja, that is, those two will be very quickly reeled in by Abdul Asim. Oh, speaking of that, they just collided through Club Chicane. Actually, Mohan Raja also loses his front wing with that. That was very unlucky for Kaushik, because Gupta spun all on his own on the brakes, and then there was nothing left for Kaushik to go. So now he has to go into pit lane, get that front wing fixed. Very, very unlucky situation for the number 1 machine. Up ahead though, for that 3rd place, we're starting to really get close again. After a mistake last lap from Sai Prithvi, or rather 2 laps ago, Amit Kuti made a little bit of a mistake himself, lost 2 seconds because of that, and now he is being haunted by Prithvi and also Fada. Let's have a look how they managed Chapel. All very nice through that, so that might actually give a run to Sai. Let's see if he is able to get any closer. 5 tenths at the start. Now down to just 4 tenths, so about a 10th gain for Sai. And as I already said, that 3rd sector is right now the strong suit for Sai Prithvi. So he might be able to see something happening next lap down the hangar straight. Don't think it will be close enough for Abby. It seems like that Amit Kuti is starting to feel the pressure a little bit that Sai Prithvi is putting on, because he kept to the very inside of Club Corner. There you can see, gained another 10th through Abby already. Sai Prithvi, he's getting closer and closer. Another 10th closed in through Bridge. Now Priory. Brooklands, look at that braking. Oh, they touch! And Prithvi spins and gets collected by Fada. Another bad incident. That was actually seems to be the end of the race for our second place driver, Sai Prithvi, is now in pit lane. So that has huge championship implications, because that means that now a 13th place gets counted for Prithvi. That is going to throw quite a few things upside down. Amit Kuti with that now very much in the lead and very safe as well. About 2 seconds between himself and Fata, who seems to not have picked up, luckily, any damage on his front wing. Still racing with one attached, and it seems also to be a very straight. Right now, lapped car between Fata and Kuti. That's Avinash Gupta, who we saw earlier in the wreck right through this chicane here. Vale, as we're looking at the number 7 of Abdul Farah. Field has most definitely settled down. We are, by the way, already about 12 minutes into this race. Only 8 minutes and 40 seconds remain in this race. So laps are clicking by very fast. We're pretty much finishing lap number 7 here, and we're expecting to have about 13, maybe 12 laps of racing in this first race of the evening. Very much in control, the number 5 of Amit Kuti, as he heads his way through Cobb's Corner for the 8th lap in this race. The car you saw passing by was Mohan Raja, the number 1 machine, who had his car back to the pits for some repairs, and now he himself is 1 lap down. Here's, by the way, also the first car 1 lap down. We still have 14 cars remaining on the lead lap of 20, so only 6 people have run into some major issues that they dropped 1 lap down. Seems like Fatah has the feel of some damage on his car, because he's continuing to lose time. Last lap 3/10, now already 2.3 seconds back on Amit Kuti. Also, the battle that we were earlier watching between Raut and Kukte, they have separated ever so slightly. It's now up to about 1.5 seconds to a second between those two, but they are reeling in Swaraj Yadav. 10th place driver Raut is getting closer to him for the 10th place, so we might be able to see a battle here in the last dying stages of this race. It's now only 6/10 between Yadav and Raut. And depending on how long they battle, they might actually be reeled in by Kukta in behind. So let's see what is going to happen between those two. Raut did start from 7th with Swaraj in 15th. So very different races for both of them. Raut spinning twice right here through Brooklands. This time he manages it without any troubles. Looking on board from Sunil Kukte, who has already reeled them in, so most definitely Yadav holding them up right now. A little bit of a trolley train behind. 3 cars in total. As we have a battle for 7th place starting to happen between Asim and Kotia. Kutadia rather. Actually, Kutadia already lost that 6th place, so I think he was the car that I saw spun outside of turn 1, or rather inside of turn 1. Yeah, he was. Just a little bit of an issue with the artificial turf on the outside, which made him spin and lose 2 positions. Battle for 10th place continues to close in now, as they themselves head through the Vale chicane for the 9th time of this race. Oh, and on the inside there was Najib Ahmed who himself spun through Club. So now that battle is actually for 9th place that we're watching. There you can see Najib Ahmed, the aftermath of his spin. Lost himself 2 positions, actually 3 positions rather. From 9th to 12th he went because of that. Nothing we really need to show, but just a little bit of a reminder. Fata was able to close in on Kuti ever so slightly. Gap is now under 2 seconds, but still Kuti very much under control, and if nothing happens to him, he will see the checkered flag first for the first race of the evening. Little reminder, you're watching the Mumbai Falcons ISRL in association with Volkswagen Motorsport India. This is round 5, the final round of the series from the legacy track that now is Silverstone, the 2008 scan, with the bridge corner still very much intact. If you want to try it yourself, this track actually is a free track now. All you need is the Formula 3 car, and you can recreate this race here as well. Right now, Swaraj Yadav still under pressure from Rohit Raut. Seems like he is much stronger through the Vale chicane, but he sacrificed a lot of speed through Club, and that opens up the gap once again. We're now just having 3 minutes to go in this race, as they once again head through bridge corner. Lap number 10, they're gonna conclude here in just a few seconds. Up ahead, the battle for 3rd place might be happening very soon, as Somerville was able to close in on 3rd place driver Tyagi. Right now they have the lap car of Avinash Gupta in between, but this actually might be really beneficial for Somerville. There you can see that draft train. Somerville, the 3rd car in line. He might be able to get past Gupta here going into Stowe corner, as Gupta doesn't let off the throttle here, doesn't let past Somerville. Now he does, out of the corner rather than in. So all the benefit he had from getting that draft nullified by getting held up behind the 16th position driver of Gupta. Because of that, the gap has opened up once again to over 1 second. Trying to keep an eye also on the battle for 9th place. If anything happens there, we are most definitely gonna switch over. Right now that gap still is pretty much constant at 5/10 between Yadav and Raut. There we can see those 2 cars on your screen, with just 2 laps to go for your leader Kuti. Actually, it's going to be just 1 lap, as he just took the white flag. Amit Kuti officially starting the last lap of this race. Still the gap is about 1.5 seconds to Abdul Farah, and then already 11.01 seconds back to 3rd place driver Ankit Tyagi. This battle for 9th place soon is also going to enter the last lap. Only 2 more corners to go. Now going through Lovefield and then Woodcote. Let's have a look how this is going to develop. I think Raut, if he really wants to get that 9th place away from Yadav, he will have to do it through, or rather down, the hanger straight up to Stowe. That is your best passing opportunity. It's just going to be a question of how good is he through Maggots, Beckett's, and then the right-hander at Chapel. Actually, he is a little bit faster through Beckett, but a little bit too fast offline, and because of that, he loses all that track he has gained. But Cookter, look at that, right behind him. He's getting sucked in by a Rout. Rout actually goes to the defend to the inside, a little bit early in the brakes for Cookter. Maybe he sets up the exit. He is getting quite a good run here out of Doe corner into Vale, but once again just not close enough to get that pass happen. Also goes off track, so that seals steal for him in 11th place. Meanwhile, Amit Kudi gets out of left field through Woodcut. Give it up for your first winner of the evening. Amit Kudi makes it happen. 1.5 seconds behind, that's Abdul Fattah. Actually, Fattah got really close in the very end, so it seems like Kudi had a little bit of a mistake too, separating them in the end. Ankit Tyagi crosses the finish line in second, with Raymond Somerville not able to close in enough to get up to that, so he continues in 4th place. Abdul Kadir finishes in 5th, with the 16 of Abdul Rakib in 6th. Abdul Asim makes 3 Abduls in a row. For that, he finishes in 7th, with Oshan Kotadia in 8th. Swaraj Yadav 9th, Sunil Kude in 10th, Roy Rout finishes in the variant in 11th. Najib Ahmed will be in 12th, with Abdul Hadi in 13th place. Or maybe that switches actually, as they're very close on track. But the start finish line is coming up just after Woodcut, so nothing's going to happen there. Mudit Grover is going to be finishing in 14th, with Avinash Gupta in 15th. 16th went to Kaushik Mohanraj, with 17th in Koran Kaushik, 18th Vikash Anand, 19th Chevang Lama, and 20th went to Sai Prithvi, who most definitely has lost out quite heavily in the championship battle. Let's have a talk with our winner of the first, Amit Kudi. Amit, very great race for you here today. Pole position, fast lap, I think, as well. And just a very dominant performance. How did it feel for you?
Yeah, I was just on my edge because I knew the championship was on the line. So I didn't try to make any mistakes. I just tried to be, drive safe. And then in lap 6, I think Sai Prithvi made a mistake. I think he tapped my back and then he spun and he got collected. So that was very unfortunate for him, but it was really lucky for me. Now I might have a really good chance at winning the championship. So overall a really good race.
Yeah, you saying it right there. So I Prithvi only 20th place in the very end. Abdullah Sim 7th place. So most definitely a lot of vital points for them lost towards you. Going into the second race, you will be starting from 12th. How will be your strategy for that last race of the evening?
So I'm just gonna hold back, try to. Turn 1 is really dangerous, and I don't want to be on the inside, which I might get collected in the inside. But I'll just go slow. I won't, go any. I won't be fast. I'll just try to see where the gaps are, and hopefully by the end of lap 1, I won't be in the pits. If I'm not, then I could have a good shout at the championship.
Well, Amit, slow and steady wins the race, hopefully for you tonight as well. Congrats once again on winning the first race, and good luck in the second.
Thank you.
That was your winner of Amit Kudi. Next up, we're going to talk to Oshan Kutalia, who finished in 8th place in the first race. Oshan, midfield for you. You had quite a battle in the early stages of the race. How did it feel for you out there? How was the track? How was the car?
Yeah, the track was nice. In the beginning, I had a lot of chance to fight, but I thought better of it because for me, priority was finishing the race. For this one, because reverse grid is where I can be a bit more aggressive, because I'll have slower drivers in front of me, so I have better chance to making up positions then. and I saw a cluster of 3 cars in front of me. So I thought it's better to let go because I had contact maybe on first lap with 1 or 2 cars. So I was not sure if I had damage or no because the car was behaving a little odd in some corners. So I was not sure.
Well, very much you were able to get quite a clean race out here today. Championship-wise talking, you weren't too far away from a top 10 finish. You're going into this round, you were sitting in 14th place, about what was that, 20-something points behind 10th place Raymond Somerville. How are you looking? Are you trying to get that 10th place or just take it whatever you finish?
Yeah, 10th place and above would be a win-win situation for me. I would say I'm aiming for 10th and above, but I think Raymond finished in front of me and also Abdul. So, yeah, I think I have my work cut out for this race for sure.
Very much so. Yeah, Raymond finished in 4th place with Rakib and Kadir just behind him. So very much you did lose out a little bit there in that regard. But Oshan, congrats once again on your 8th place finish and good luck for that second one.
Thanks a lot.
One more driver we are able to talk to, that's Najib Ahmed, actually, for 12th place driver here today. Najib, if I remember correctly, we saw you spin at one point. What happened?
I was trying to pass a back marker and I just got a bit, more little more optimistic, and I was on throttle more than I should be.
Well, bad things sometimes can happen. How did the car and track combination feel for you out there today?
It was very good combination because we were.
Seems like we just lost Najib there. Let's see if he's able to come back right away or not. There we have him once again, Najib.
Yeah, I don't know why it happens all the time.
Well,
okay,
so it did feel great for you. Anything you want to add on top of that for that second race?
Starting on pole, so it's kind of nervous. I've never started on pole. Just want to keep it clean for the first few laps and hold my position.
Well, good luck on holding that position. Most definitely you will have a lot of drivers being hungry for your first place in that second race. So good luck, have fun, and we'll see you at the end.
Thank you.
With those post-race interview out of the way, the racing might be for now over in virtual Silverstone, but the show is far from done. Don't worry about that. We're going to step aside for a little bit to take a breather, but we will be quickly back for the second race of the evening, where we expect another thrilling and eventful show. So don't step away too far, as we will be back very soon.